What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be checking out AVAX. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. Let's get into it. So if we're looking at AVAX here, I have been really trying to figure out what the heck is going on. What the heck is going on this chart? All right, pretty much have everything from the start, which is September 12th, 2020. And from what I am picking up, if you're picking it up when I'm putting down, okay, we have a 5-wave move through here. You got this 1, 2. You have an A, B, C for your third. Come down in your fourth, and you go get a fifth. Okay, so you have a first wave. Okay, so what the heck is all this junk? What is all this junk in through here? So this is the idea. You have 3-wave move down and a 3-wave move back up. Okay, so you have your initial A, B, and this is your C wave, right? So you have this long drawn out C wave. Okay, long drawn out C wave. So this overall so far, so you have one big A. Okay, then you're going to come up in 3 for your B wave. 1, 2, 3 for your B. And then you have a complex type of C wave pattern to finish it off. A type of zigzag if you want to be, more formal. But you almost have like a, this A coming down through here in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then you have a B wave. You have a 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have a 5. That's supposed to be a 5. You have a 3. Okay, and then what do we got here? We got this 1, 2. Okay, you have this 3. You have this 4th, and then you're coming down in a 5th. Okay, so you got that. That's kind of the concept I'm thinking of, right? So this entire thing through here from March 2025 to September 2025 was pretty much that 4th wave correction, and then on the 5th wave you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have 5 down. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you got 5 waves, and in those 5 waves you have 5 waves. So what does that mean for AVAX? What does that mean for AVAX? Well, like other coins we talked about on the live stream, right? Some coins I'm thinking are gonna follow in an ABC retrace. Some coins are just going to be in a retrace level, such as I pointed out, possibly coins like DGen, possibly just in a retrace level. There isn't the structure like AVAX has. AVAX has a built structure through here and a very complex correction going on through here. Okay, so what I'm expecting for AVAX is the 3rd wave, actually. So if this is a 1 and this is a 2, I'm expecting the 3rd wave to come up through here, right? 3rd wave to come up through here. Right? We can't just teleport to 124 to those levels, but I think we're getting really close to a bottom down through here. I think we're really, really close to a bottom, especially because you have 5 waves, right? You do have 5 waves. You have 1, 2. You have an A, B, C for a 3rd. You have a 4th wave move right through here, right? You have this A, overextended B, and a C, right? Still made a lower low or a higher low, right? Still made that correction. I'll invert it for you. And then you're coming down for that 5th wave. And I think the 5th wave is nearly done. Okay, so if we invert this, something like this, you got this 1, 2. You have this A, B, C for your 3rd. And then you got this type of flat pattern, right? You got an A wave, you got a B wave, you come back down for a C, and then you're coming up for that 5th and final wave. 5th and final wave, you say, CryptoVision. Why? What gives you the confidence to say that? Well, I've been posting in the Discord for the premium members some comparative charts that are very, very interesting, right? Very interesting. They tell a story that many aren't willing to listen to or believe, and that we're going to see something explosive. We are. If you look at down through here on the Fu Manchu, you have double bullish divergence spanning, not just randomly, spanning from August 19th, 2024, all the way to December 29th, 2025. We'll just say January 1st, 2026, because that's pretty much it. Okay, so a year and a half, and you're printing bullish divergence. What did you do over here? Interesting, right? Very interesting what you did over here. You did the same thing. June 2022. What'd you do right through here? Oh, look at that. What is that? A year, a little less than a year and a half, a year and 3 months. So this has been a longer consolidation, a longer correction. You have fallen through. You've taken out lows, right? You're down through here now. You've almost taken out these lows. That's why I do have that 859 mark. If we do finish up that fifth wave down through here, this 859, it is the very end of that falling wedge. I wouldn't be too surprised. But the reverse is going to be. I can't put it into words what the reversal is going to be. Okay, we're going to have some fun with some price action. We're going to use 859 as the low as well. Okay, we're going to be conservative. Here. Okay, so if you come down through here, you come up through here, and then you come back down through here. Okay. Just the one extension is 154, but you're looking to that 1618, 245. 245, right? Somewhere 1272 up to the 1618. Okay, for this next wave, right after all of this. Okay, remember this took weeks. That's why crypto needs to enter a 400, almost a year-long bull market. Altcoins do. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I do with charts like this. I mean, a lot of these are matching up almost identical, right? That 786 was matching up. That 618, I mean, it's $5 off. Like a lot of these are right on cue. I'm not going to change anything quite yet, not till we close above 55. Right, if you close above 55, right, what you've done is now if you've taken out this low, this high, and this high, right, and you've created a type of like a cup, kind of like a cup pattern, right? Come down through here. Come up to that 68 level, something through there, back test 55, then go. Okay, that's what you're looking for now. You're looking for, you've had this, you're looking for that 1-2 setup. The 1-2 setup needs to be big. I think it's going to be big. I do think it's going to be big just because if we're setting up for something bigger than this, everything has to be bigger. The 1-2 has to be bigger. The ABC has to be bigger. The fourth wave. Right, this fourth wave down through here has to be longer, and that fifth wave has to be, have to reach up and get some higher levels. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting some large things to happen. The current administration is saying they want to be crypto capital of the world, yada yada yada. Until proper steps are taken, until something is done to, actionable, until actions are taken to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world, such as capital gains tax, incentives to buy crypto, other incentives such as I can't even just off the top of my head. Maybe you get a tax credit for it if you own a certain amount of crypto. All right, you get a tax credit for it. So people hate paying taxes. Let's just be real. And so removing taxes, getting credits, getting kind of a credit for owning a certain amount of crypto, right? It's capped at a certain amount. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing. But it'll get you to invest regardless, right? It'll force people to be like, you know what? To avoid paying taxes, to maybe get a write-off, I'm going to invest. And that'll increase the use case of crypto, the trust of crypto, because right now it's at all-time lows. And that's the plan. That's the reason. That's the reason for the season is make people distrust crypto, make people hate crypto, make people puke at crypto. The thought of the manipulation that happened on 1010, the Luna crash, FTX situation, all that stuff. But that's what I got right now for AVAX in terms of the macro. Still some hurdles to get over. Like I said, that 55 level is something I really would like to see the 1-2 kind of get to. And the 1-2 is going to need 5 waves. right? So you're gonna need something like 1, 2, A, B, C, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you get up there and then come back down, right? Maybe you don't even get up that far at all. Maybe your 1, 2 isn't as big as I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you come up like that, then back test and then go. 1, 2, I mean, it doesn't have to be huge. I'm just thinking with the amount of sell side pressure, the amount of consolidation, coiling, I think it's gonna be a very prosperous move. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just a guy with an idea with some levels. So please look into everything that you invest in. Do your own research, and have that conviction to make these kind of plays. Okay, to stay grounded, especially when we're dealing with sell-offs and boring price action. In terms of the RSI, we are at the level where we bounced back in October. That same level, we also bounced back there in July of 2022. Bounced. It wasn't continued. Right, there wasn't a continuation, but you bounced. You went from a low to a high of 125%. Is that going to cure everyone's hatred of crypto? Probably not. Probably not. We're going to come pretty much right up to that $22 level. But there was a bounce nonetheless. This 1-2 was not something that was sustained. So overall, we're looking for continuation, movement and continuation, but we're right at that level where you would expect a bounce, retracement, some kind of relief. Crypto's been pretty much oversold, battered, bruised, beaten up for the last, like I said, couple months. Okay, nothing's really new there. Like I said, you got that double. So I mean, single bullish divergence led to this. Okay, you had that single bullish divergence led to that. Again, no continuation, no follow through from the low to the high. 125%, another 125% move. We have double bullish. So we had this bullish divergence that led to this move. Came up 136%, and then we have more, right? We have more. So I'm expecting something to come out through here on this end. I mean, if history repeats, it's gonna rhyme. It doesn't mean it's gonna repeat. But I would expect something to come this way to begin to show its face on what we're actually going to do. I know with all intents and purposes, crypto feels dead, but you do have slowing bearish momentum. It doesn't feel like it, but you do have slowing bearish momentum, and that's what led to this bullish run. Slowing bearish momentum led to the bullish run. In terms of the MACD, right? You do have lower highs, but you also have lower lows. Okay, so you're consolidating, you're coming down to a point where you're going to make a decision. Most of the time, yes, these have fallen down. They haven't gone the way that, bulls want, but that's all you can ask for is an opportunity to make a reversal at this point, right? We're coming down to a point. Are we going to make the reversal and have continuation, or is it going to be another rejection with continuation to the downside? So, there's some cryptos that haven't had that opportunity for a while. Okay, so AVAX I think is in a good position. It is a larger altcoin, and I do think that it has a potential. Like I said, if we're in that 1-2 scenario that I do believe that we're in. To reaching some crazy high levels. Okay, reaching some crazy high levels. If we're on the 4-day, we're just checking out we're doing a little deep dive. The 4-day, we don't have bullish divergence. There's no hidden bullish divergence. You got some bullish divergence down through here. This would be nice if this levels off. What does this close in 2 days? Okay, not anytime soon. All right. It's already lower. It's pretty close. I'm not going to count that. You are losing bullish momentum. You are losing bullish momentum with a possible cross. Not ideal, but it leaves room on the table to come back down to this 859 level to really clear everyone out, and then run, and then go. Because what do we got on the 4-day? You got a 1-2, got an A, B, C, 3, 4. Maybe come down for a fifth and final. All right, come back for that fifth and final. If we're going to the daily, we might be able to see, that fifth final wave playing out. It wouldn't shock me. I don't think it would shock anybody. I don't think it would shock anybody. Okay, kind of rejecting the 30. Not a great look. Not a great look at all. You haven't done it either way. Anything down through here, you haven't done that, but you're rejecting this today. It is Tuesday, so plenty of time in the week, but still not looking great. On the daily, what do we got through here? That's not a 1-2. Nope, that's not a 1-2. So you got a 1-2 right through here. Let's do this actually. Uh, 2-6-1. I mean, it reached the 2-6-1-8. It reached the 2-6-1-8. Maybe we just come back down to 928. I know I got a bunch of red on here. I know I try to stick to 3, but when you're down in these levels like this, it just gotta have it on there. Gotta have it on there. Got to. So in terms of the, the 2-6, let me reverse this actually. Okay, the 2-6-1-8, you've come down. Yes, you wicked down through here on this last little third wave, but I'm talking about like you come down here and you're in your closing days down here, and you're really like taking your time and you're coming down and you're coming down, and then you can reverse. So we got two levels, 929, 859. Okay, you got two levels down through there. It would make sense. I mean, of the 1-2, the 2-6-1-8, that's a complete move. The 2-6-1-8, that's a complete move. That's that measurement all the way up, like we were talking about for AVAX to that 245 level is the 2-6-1-8. It's a complete move. It's completed. Anything above that is gravy, but until then, like 103, 102, one of these got to go. One of these got to go. There we go. There's a bunch of levels on here that aren't on the weekly. Bunch of levels here that aren't on the weekly. If it's not on the weekly, we're not keeping it. It's not on the weekly, we're not keeping it. Haven't checked on AVAX for a minute, so we're doing this. There we go. Gotta clean everything up. There we go, and one more. Okay, good to go. Okay, so that's what we got for the daily. Yeah, you're below all your EMAs. There's reason to believe that, you're down below the February open. There's reason to believe maybe over the next couple of days until the government shutdown ends, right? You can bleed down a little bit more. Complete this 1-2. You have your A, B, C, 3. You have your 4. You come down and complete your 5th. So that could be, the possibility of what we're doing. We're gonna come down through here, complete the 5th wave, and then come and finally reverse. Right, a lot of people have been beat up. They're out of crypto. It hasn't gone as planned. January looked promising. January looked good, and then just fell through once again. And it needed that correction. It needed that correction to just finish up everything. So you can't get everything that you want, but what you can do is adjust on the fly and have some stop losses in place, have some take profit levels in place, and have a plan. Stay convicted. If you're thinking about getting into crypto investing, things like that, and you don't have some type of command center, something that is centralized, something that all your assets are there that you can visualize. I'm not talking about Robinhood, Coinbase, Blowfin, things, a centralized data collection where you have everything you've invested, what assets you've invested in, what your take profit levels are, what your stop levels are, and stop loss levels are, and then that's all culminated in one area where you could see your risk to reward ratio of your investments, right? And so if you're interested in stuff like that, if you're interested in a tool like that, I offer that through my Patreon. There's two options. There's an entry level option. It's not as many gadgets, but it gets the job done for the entry level trader and investor. And then there's an advanced premium sheet as well. So I'll link those in the description if you're interested. So just finishing up on the 4 hour, it does look. This does look. I kind of got like this A, B, C, and then you're coming down. Maybe completing right through there. So if we're looking at this inverted, right? If you're looking at this inverted, you got an A, you got a B, You got a C, and then you're kind of grinding up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe over the next couple hours, we'll see. I'm going to update this on the Discord for Patreon members as well. So levels that are hit, you guys will know and stay updated on everything. Okay, we're going to keep this on the 4 hour. We're going to keep this on the 4 hour. I do want to see where this ends up going. You know, we're going to check this out. I actually just want to. It is kind of tough. There's a lot of wicks going on right here. There's a lot of wicks going on. I'm going to keep this right here. Right there. Cool. Perfect. Okay. So just stay, you know, just a simple broadening wedge. You know, there's, it is a, you know, overall it is a bull. This is a bearish pattern. Right? This is a bearish pattern overall. So once you come up here and reject, come back down, break it, and then go. Right? Maybe you're in a ABC. It's your A coming up for your B. You need to come down for your C. Reject again at. Let me clear this up. My chicken scratch gets crazy. Okay, so you're at your A, B, C. Then you go and get it. Right? Then you go and get it. Something like that, right? Essentially, right, if we are dealing with something where it's 1, 2, A, B, C, 3, if this is, so if you have a 1, so if you have 3 waves, if this is your 4th wave, let me get rid of the rest of the chicken scratch. 4th waves are always the most complex. They're always the most brutal. That's what we see ourselves in right now. So you're like in a 4th wave. You're just consolidating in your 4th. And you come up and get your 5th and final wave. And that's it. And people, you know, people will be losing their minds once again, especially when the president says he loves crypto and it's only going down. People aren't too happy about that, right? People aren't too happy about what's going on with crypto, what's been going on with crypto, and the kind of the not ignoring, but the lack of acknowledgement has been you know, pretty controversial. So I do think we have more downside. I do think we have a little bit more downside. Like I said, 929, 859, those are some levels. You know, you lost this 1015, lost the 1126. These were levels that have been on here for a while. So, for example, if you have the setup that I was talking about for either the advanced or the premium, right? You could have had a stop loss at 1126, or right below 1126, 5% down below 1126, and then you're waiting for the next move because we still had 929 down there, or 859, one of the two. We still had one of those 2 lower levels down there. But overall, that's what I got for AVAX. It does look like overall if we're looking at the price action for AVAX, it does look like a pretty bullish setup. I'm not going to lie. When you're in a correction from November of 2021, when you're in a correction this long, and you're at the very end of the correction, 1,500 days, I can understand people getting tired and frustrated, but I think it's very close to being done, and it's going to reward those who are sticking to their plan, staying in the game however possible, and ensuring that once it starts to, reverse, that you guys have a plan. If you guys are looking for a place to start building a plan, because this is the time to start building a plan for upside. It's not when we're going up. In my opinion, it's harder to sell than it is to buy. Because you just think, oh, it could go up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and that's that greed kicking in and prevents a lot of people from taking profits. So have a plan, execute, stay disciplined. As always, if you're interested in either the free Discord or the Patreon membership, it'll be linked in the description. The free Discord, it's pretty awesome. We got bears, we got bulls, we got neutrals, community chart shares and announcements for updates. If you're looking to deep dive, if you're looking for continuous updates, trading view updates, exclusive content on Fridays for macro deep dives, Profit Lab series, all of that information will be provided in the description. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out. As always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by. Take it easy. Peace.